Hello people, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Very late night, 2:30 a.m. here in Dhaka. So I am doing a few videos for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy them. And first one is going to be a new fragrance that I just got. And I'll tell you the story, what this is similar to the performance. And this is from House of Lattafa. Lattafa has quite a few lines, okay? First line, I would say the regular lines, Lattafa's affordable line. Then they have Lattafa niche, or you can say pride line. And then they also came up with niche Emarati or Emarati line, which is their highest line so far. Okay, this is, you can consider Lattafa's upper class niche, more expensive line. So these fragrances are more expensive, like by $10-15 from their Pride, and Pride line is more by again $10-15 from the regular Lattafa. So I am interested in this Lattafa's niche Emarati or Amarati line because their fragrances are the highest quality. You know, the oil concentration, the smoothness. You know, there is just like the if I compare them to the original, what they are inspired from, they're not very far from the original, very close. So this quality basically drew me. And another reason is this fragrance is going to be called Classic Stone. Okay, this one I saw this popping in one of our pages, Senzone, and they like put it in the story. And I was like, okay, let's see, let's check on Fragrantica. That's what I do. First thing, I go to Fragrantica, and I did not find any information on this. And there are a few reviews on YouTube. Most of them were perhaps Spanish or some other languages I could not detect. And there are few, one or two videos in English, but also in native English, like not really American, like English channel. So it was a bit difficult for me to understand, but I did not get any satisfactory review. So I thought, okay, let's just create content and get this fragrance. I did not plan to buy, but I did. So this is a 4-part presentation. It's similar to something very popular, and I have similar to that, I have two other fragrances. I'll compare this to those two. Okay, so this is the box, very big box. These are $45 to $60 depending on which market you are in. Europe, USA is going to cost differently because of the weight and the tax. Okay, so very beautiful presentation. As you can see, the coloration is kind of maroon. This is the picture of the bottle. One of the reasons to get the fragrance is the bottle itself. It has very beautiful presentation. So at the base, this is this hole. I think this is for if the box inside gets stuck, so you can push it, it will pop. Very thoughtful. Okay. And then the box, other one is this box, you know, you only see in Arabian oud or very expensive Middle Eastern perfumes where it costs like $200. This one feels like that, and the name and everything is there. No need to read them out. Okay. And this one, the bottle, I took it out already. I think this is a magnetic presentation. It closes nicely, and it's pretty sturdy box, very safe. And that's where the bottle stays. I really like this presentation. They did put in effort, although the material inside is not very high quality or soft cushioning, but the magnet was thoughtful. So when you pay a little bit more money, you get to, you know, expect that. And then this is their catalog, okay, or brochure. Okay, you can check out. There are some really nice fragrances in this lineup. I got the Khanjar only from this line, but look at their bottles. There are quite a few in there. Okay, this is the one we're talking about, Classic Stone. But my favorite, I really want to try, is this. One is called Mughal Fort, and then the other one, I think they have one more. Let me just show you. Then you'll see how beautiful these bottles look. Man, their bottles, like the other one is called Vintage Castle. Look at their bottle. Just for the bottle, you want these perfumes. Okay, so this fragrance bottle is really beautiful. You can see it looks like there's an egg at the center. It reminds me of the stones or precious gems in Armani's Privé collection, or Bulgari's, you know, the tiger is part of what Le Gem collection. So they do have this beautiful gemstone sort of presentation on their bottle, but this one is really huge. It's at the center, and it's definitely something to catch your eye. I'm not very big fan of the top. It looks kind of cheap for the Middle Eastern houses. So the cap could have been different, but it looks nice. I mean, the overall, the shape is nice. I do have other few fragrances I've seen, maybe Farid or something that had this bottle from House of, I don't know, what was the house, Arabian Oud perhaps, and then there was like Paris Corner, Croix. You know, they had this sort of like round bottles, but really beautiful presentation, very solid. I haven't tested with the light. Perhaps if you put LED at night time, you can see through, okay? And you can see how much juice you're left with. Really nice presentation. I'm wearing the fragrance, about 5 sprays just for the review. Atomizer, good, okay? Just go a couple of sprays. So since this one doesn't have any fragrantica, less listing, perhaps in Perfumo or Profumo, there's a site they did put some spices, I don't remember, ginger perhaps, vanilla. So looking at the notes breakdown, it's like if you feel it's going to be a lot of spicy elements in there, woody, perhaps smoky, and this perfume would be something more of a masculine leaning perfume, even though perhaps it's marketed for unisex, okay? So let me just start by saying that this perhaps is inspired by Parfum Marly Althair. This is not the very first Althair clone or dupe that I encountered. I would say I have mixed feelings because I blind bought this not knowing what it was. But Lattafa is doing in a way double take on same fragrance from two different lines. The smell do not change. Yeah, the polishedness or the longevity or maybe the composition, it's higher class. But I have seen Khanjar, Khanjar was part of the other Emarati line. Their bottles are very like thoughtful and stuff, very creative. But this one was 80 ml, so I was not very happy, 85 ml. But that was also similar to Lattafa's Masa, right? So this one, I don't know if they have an Althair clone, but in the market, I reviewed this one, Liquid Brand, my favorite Althair dupe. I'll compare that to this. Now, Ahmed Al Maghribi's Brûlé, that one. So they all, come in a similar coloration. Nowadays, if I see this color, I think I will guess automatically these are from Althair lineup or inspired. So how close is it, or what are the difference? Let me just tell you. This fragrance is very beautiful. If you do not have the other ones, I will tell you this one reminds me of a great fragrance called Lanston de Guerlain. Okay, and this is not clone or inspired by that, but Lanston de Guerlain has this cacao. Okay, and then some other notes like that one gives maybe a cacao, chocolatey, dark, woody vibe. This one has the chocolate and woody feel. So the patchouli and perhaps this other note, Lanston de Guerlain has what? There was this other note that is also in opium that I cannot remember. That note I always forget. I have to remember. That note I always forget is this note. I do not know. I usually remember most of the stuff. It's called star anise. If you can see, this is the notes breakdown of Lanston de Guerlain Liege. So that one has cacao, sandalwood, patchouli, sort of gives that chocolatey feel. But this one has some of that. Okay. But if I talk about like maybe open, maybe Althair, as far as I remember, no need to open. That one had perhaps ginger or cinnamon, either one. Some spices, warm spice, and maybe a little bit of hint of orange chocolate. And the leather, beautiful. Althair DNA is beautiful. I do not own it. I don't plan to because I already have the alternatives. And now let me just tell you, my favorite was always Liquid Brand. The first day I smelled it from French Avenue, this one was a champ. And I would say you can buy this any day and you will not regret it. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous fragrance, and price point was definitely justified. So the next favorite was definitely Brûlé. Brûlé was more sweeter, more gourmand. This one had perhaps instead of ginger, there was a little bit more cinnamon. It's a sweeter, it's like more vanilla centric, and it's more sweeter take on the Althair. And it's a nice perfume as well, with good longevity, but the French Avenue was top notch. This one comes very close to, in my humble opinion, Althair, but there are differences. Okay, one difference that I noticed from Althair is more gingerbread cookie, okay, or something of spices from Christmas. If you are cooking turkey with a lot of spices, aromatic sticks, the cinnamon stick, real cinnamon, and then you put some black peppercorns and stuff in the, when you want to make it a roast or something. So you put all those herbs inside or in the water if you are roasting it at first in the first process. So it will absorb all the spices in the turkey and it will give the flavor in the bland meat. I don't know why I'm talking about turkey, because I'm hungry, I guess. No, I just ate. But honestly speaking, this fragrance, it's just more creamy. And the vanilla play in this, I think this is bourbon vanilla in there to my nose. And there's a pink peppercorn. So all the spices really make this fragrance like a spicy carnival thing going. But the pleasant thing is this fragrance does not have nose burning spice, which is like, so maybe there is a fire, like a bonfire or a campfire, what's that fragrance, Mason Martin Margiela, by the fireplace. This one doesn't have that burning woods, but this one has woods which is sweetened as well as spicy. So spice, sweet, and then the bourbon vanilla, all are in the same level they're playing, as well as the leather at the base, which is beautiful. So if you rock this in the colder months, it will be perfect. The best time to wear this is going to be winter, fall. Okay, the start of winter. This is going to be perfect with a brown leather jacket and this color basically. And if you have this color leather jacket, you rock it with this, they'll be perfect. But you also can wear this when it rains, when it cools down like 20 something degrees. I was wearing this, excellent. Like the longevity is push is from this line. There's one thing you have to worry the least is the performance. Performance is like 10. Okay, no worry about performance. If you always, I show you the oil concentration, you see how oily my hand is. Feels like I just applied lotion, so performance is 10. Longevity, projection, I would say 9. Okay, I wish it would project something like, I would just give props to Kanja. This stuff projects like 10. It like longevity is 10, CRE everything is 10. So that's why it's 80, 85 mil. But this fragrance right here, it's no weak juice. Okay, so here is my thing. The difference that I find is this one feels like there's a sweetened chai note, spiced chai. Chai means CHAI, which is the milk tea, let's say something like masala tea. This one has that accord, something drinkable. And then other hand, the liquid brown also has that cinnamony, that feel that is spiced up. But this one, the sweetness is less. So Altair dupes, you can try whatever you like. This is more of a Middle Eastern style take on Altair, and this one is straightforward to the Western side of Altair inspired. And in between these two, I would say the Ahmed Al Maghribi, which is the most affordable one here. You can also get it. Very beautiful smell, but there's a boozy sort of like a accord in there. It feels like more of a gourmand rather than straight up spiced cacao chocolate and then the leather base. So it's very good as well. But longevity wise, this is the least longevity. So I'll tell you something weird. This one, liquid brown, is a beast mode already, but this one, it beats the performance of this. Okay, longevity wise, projection wise, like this perhaps is 10 if this is 9. Okay, but both are great. So price point wise, I think Classic Stone, as I told you, in Bangladesh, it's like $45. This is also $45, so same price. Okay, but sometimes in foreign countries can be different. Okay, different. So this one, I would say, for people, if you're looking to buy Altair, spending $250, $350 with just for the beautiful bottle, it's not justified. The Parfum de Marley's are not worth more than $150, any of them. Okay, and now they're super expensive. It's just overpriced. Instead, you can get one of these. Just get a sample. You'll understand. I'm not saying it's the better quality than Altair, but for I mean, just you see what you get, the pros and cons. The cons are so much less than the pros. So this perfume, I would say, wear this for high class occasion parties. If you suit up a little bit, if let's say you're going to meet a client and you are like, you deal with land property and you are like what do you call those, realtors? I don't know what you call that. Like, you talk with, let's say you are a suit person, you are working in the office and very professional. This is very professional scent. Who's it not for? I would say not for younger generation, younger demographic, because these people will find this perfume to be a little bit mature and a bit serious and a bit overpowering, right? But apart from that, brown shoes, brown leather shoes, and the belt, and if you're, let's say, wearing specs, I would imagine like, what's his name? American Psycho. Patrick Bateman, perhaps, with his attire and all the proper dress up. Patrick Bateman, right? Yeah. He perhaps would rock this, I can see that. So yeah, it's interesting, got some character. And I would rate this fragrance for what it is, if I don't take account others, just on its own merit, this fragrance is 9.5 out of 10. Great perfume. Only thing I would wish that, the bottle, perhaps this cap is just, this part is not really, looks like Loki, his headgear thing, but this part looks cheap for me. But that, apart from that, this part is great, especially this egg, okay, or the gemstone. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Let's do a second video and hopefully you will enjoy that as well. Take care.